Good morning, my friends. Welcome to my channel. This is How the Hook Turns. My name is Bernadine. I live out in Plainview, Texas, a little rural, West Texas, between Amarillo and Lubbock. And yeah, we got some bad weather last night. It was coming straight for us, friends. And right before it was gonna, I'll say 25 miles from hitting us, it started going south, because it came up from the southwest. Well, it was coming at us, and right before it got too close to us, it swung south, and then it swung east. So it kind of went boo-boo. Lubbock got it. Oh my gosh. I was watching that weather last night. I was just on edge for those people. Oh my gosh, they were naming off streets in Lubbock where the tornadoes were. And we traverse those streets when we go to Lubbock. Excuse me, I haven't had my coffee yet. No. No friends, no coffee. No friends. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to do little segments on how to make socks, okay, on my channel. I am up to, as you can see, I've gone quite a ways on my sock that I was working on yesterday. And I'm up to the heel flap. This is the heel flap, friends. And I'm going to talk about that in my upcoming video. Not on this video. I made a short video for my friend Donna over at Fancy Fiber Forum. And I'm going to insert it in this video right after I speak with you here, because I think it might help other people. People have been asking me to teach them how to make socks. I don't know if I can do that, but if I was in person, I could do it, but I don't know about tutorials, how well I can do it. But I do have this short tutorial. It's not that short, friends. It's about 24 minutes. So I can't be talking too much at the beginning of this. So anyway, it's not real short, but hopefully it'll explain how to cast on and divide your stitches up. And then the next bit will come back maybe tomorrow or later today and talk more about different segments of the sock. Is that something y'all would like? Let me know in the comments below. And so I'm signing off from here. I'm going to insert that video. And I'm hopefully get this uploaded this morning. I hope this helps anybody, somebody. Just one person's worth it. I want to help y'all. I want to help everybody. And whatever I can do, I want to do it. And share this with everybody so everybody can learn. We're never too old to learn, and it's fun to learn new things. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know. And I'll catch you on the next video. It'll be a second for you, and I'll be back with the little short tutorial. Okay, my friends, I'm back. I found the video, but it was on a different device, and I had technical difficulties trying to get it over on this device. So I'm just going to remake that cast on video that I had made for my friend Donna, okay? No problem. It's easy enough. Okay, so what I'm using, my friends, are just some 5-inch double-pointed needles. These are size 2.25. It's one of my sizes I like a lot, okay, for socks. I use up to 3. I don't use anything past that. And size 3 is my limit on how big I'll use for needles. So I think 2.25 to 2.75 is ideal. Now that's just me. That's just me. Now what I'm going to tell and show you, as you probably know, it is just my opinion. It's what I do. It's not necessarily the right way to do something, or this. It's not probably not the right way, okay? I'll just come right out. It's probably not. It's just what works for me and what I have learned along the way with my sock knitting adventures. Excuse me. My nose is running. I need some coffee. I had to go reheat this cup of coffee up, friends, because, let me raise that up a little, because I took too long trying to figure out how to transfer that video from that other device to this device, and my coffee got cold. So I thought I had it, but I'll just remake it. The other video was directed, and I spoke to my friend Donna. This video will be for everybody. So you can make socks on 3 needles, well, 4 needles. 3 to put your yarn on in a triangle, and 1 as your working needle. But I prefer, and that's me, I learned by a book. A book I found at Hobby Lobby back in probably 2010, okay? So I've been knitting probably for 15 years. Socks. I've been knitting all my life, but socks. And this is how I was shown in the book. And I've seen the 4 needles used instead of the 5, but as I said, this is me, so take it for what it's worth. I'm just trying to show you how I do it, and then you do however you want to do. That's what I did. I did however I wanted to. Today, I'm using some Malabrigo yarn. This is just some extra yarn that I had left over from a project. So what I do to cast on, this is all about casting your yarn on. And I'll put more videos out at another time. Okay? I leave a tail, about so. And what I do is I wrap my yarn around my needle for every stitch that I'm going to be casting on. So I'm casting on 64 stitches. So I'm going to count, wrap this around 64 times. Okay, friends? And then I'll be right back. Okay, friends, I have 64 stitches wrapped around this needle. So what I'm going to do is just take it off the needle. And this is how long my cast on allowance that I've left myself. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more just to be sure, okay? And then you just put your slip knot in here. Sorry, friends. Now, we won't be disturbed. I forgot to put that on Do Not Disturb. Okay, so I've got myself a slip knot here. And I have read or watched, I don't know where I came up with it, but somebody told me, or I read it, or I watched it, that you put this tail, the yarn that you've measured off for your cast on length in the back, and you use the working part of the rest of the ball of yarn in the front, and you just cast on 64 stitches. Now, each stitch is important. You don't want to have too many, and you don't want to have not enough, okay? But if you do, I'm going to show you how you can fix it here in just a few minutes. So that is how I cast on. I think it's called the long tail cast on. If you have another cast on that you prefer, by all means use it. This is just me. It's what I know and what I'm sharing with my friends and family out there. Okay? So I'm not going to bore you with this. This is just a long tail cast on of 64 stitches. And when I get said 64 stitches on this needle, I'll be right back at you. So don't go away. Get you something to drink while you're watching this. I'll be right back. 62, 63, and the last stitch, 64. I could have had a little bit more of a tail left. I mean, it's fine, but I wouldn't mind having a few more inches on it. And now my yarn is all tangled up, so I'm just gonna untangle it by letting it. There we go. Well, look at there. I guess it's just the yarn. Okay, so this is what we have. We have 64 stitches on a 5-inch needle, and these 5 inches are enough. You can go to a 6-inch, 7-inch. I wouldn't get too much more than a 7-inch though, but you could if you wanted to. You can order whatever size you want, or buy whatever size you want. Now, this is my working yarn, of course, and this is where I started my first cast on. Okay, so I am going to take off, instead of taking off here to start loading my stitches, which you can do, I always take off here where there is no loose yarn. Okay, I just find that I can create a better transfer of stitches with less looseness, or more even. My transfer will be more even if I start back here. And then when I get down here, if I don't have 64 stitches, I still have enough to cast on 1 or 2, and I can certainly take off if I have too many. So I'm dividing these stitches up. I have 4 needles left. That's needle 5. So this is my working needle for the first 16 stitches. So I will be taking off 16 stitches and transferring them to my second needle. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to get where you can see. 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just going to put my stitches back down a little bit. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, I have 16 stitches on needle number 2. So needle number 3, I'm going to continue. I'm going to put 16 stitches on this needle and 16 stitches, well, yes, on this needle, and then I'll be finished. And I'll come back when I get them all separated, but that's how I'm doing it. Okay, friends, I have got my stitches transferred to the needles. This is my last batch of stitches, and I'm just going to count them and make sure I have 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. If I had too many, I could take one off. If I didn't have enough, I could add 1 or possibly 2. And if you have a longer tail here, that's why I like to leave myself a little extra length on my tail, so I have options. But this worked out fine. So there's 16 stitches on each of these needles. And now, without twisting your yarn, you have to be careful when you lay out your sock. You don't want any twisted stitches. So let's see. So friends, I'm going to hold this up, and this is what it should look like, okay? And then what you do is you come down here. You want your working yarn to your right, okay? Just like that. And you come and you put your working yarn up to the first, so you'll have an open place right there, to your first stitch. This is where you first cast on. That's your very first cast on stitch. And you'll take your 5th needle and insert it in said stitch and wrap your working yarn around your needle. And knit. And that closes that makes your square. And then you just knit, friends. Now, if you're making a cuff, what I do is I knit 1, purl 1. Or you could make a 2x2. You could knit 2, purl 2. Or you don't have to make a cuff. It just helps. Well, you know, a sock usually has a cuff. So if you were going to cuff it, you would knit 1, put your yarn in front, purl 1. Put your yarn in the back, knit 1. Put your yarn in the front, purl 1. And this will make your cuff. Now on these needles, you always want an even number, okay? And you'll always start out with a knit, and you will always end with a purl on each of these needles. That's what I'm saying. Not on the whole sock. So you're just concentrating on one needle at a time, of course. You probably already know this, but I'm just talking as I'm doing it. So some people that don't know will be able to get them some socks going. So there's a knit. I'm coming to the end of my first needle. There's a purl. Whoops. Yeah. I did that wrong. See, I'm talking. So you would do purl, knit, and always end with a purl. And make sure you're, once you get going around here, it won't be so fidgety. So there's one row done. And you would just go, you would move, see they don't fall off. You don't have to worry about that. If you have the right needles, the composition of your needles. Metal might not do as well as wood. They didn't for me, they might for you. I gotta go let that cat in, friends. Okay, my friends, that was Oliver, and he's probably gonna be taking over in here like he always does. Okay, but friends, you just keep going. So you knit 1, purl 1, or if you're making a 2x2 row, you would knit 2, purl 2. That's an option too. Knit 2, purl 2. However you want to do it, my friends, the options are limitless. You just do as you want to do. And it will take a while, but the longer your sock gets, the more rows you have around. This is knitting in the round. The more rows you have, the easier it gets. It's not quite so tight and fidgety. Yeah, but you just learn to hold your needles. It's a learning process. Nobody taught me that. I just learned by doing it. Yeah. Okay, friends. I hope that helps somebody. If you're that somebody, I'm glad I could help you. And if you're thinking about it, jump right in. Get you some sock yarn. Get you some needles. You can do socks on circular needles. I've never done it, but there's all kinds of videos on it. If you want to try that, you could. But I'm just an old sock knitter from what I learned out of a book. And it works for me. It works for me. So, friends. Oh, Oliver, don't knock my friends off their pedestal. Y'all didn't know you was on a pedestal, did you? Anyway, we're in for more storms tonight. I had my dogs in the garage, and my cats were nice and happy right by me last night when all that was going on. They don't mind thunder and lightning, rain, wind, and hail. Boy, my dogs do. Especially mama dog Zoe. She is terrified, okay, friends? Dugan, take it as it comes. He doesn't like to get wet, but thunder and lightning don't really faze him. So I'm thankful for that. Get you some good yarn. Well, if you're just starting out, you can start out with anything. This is fingerling weight. That's what I've always used with my knitting. But see, friends, how it makes the square and you just keep going around and around and around? You can do it. Just practice. I'm going to bid you farewell till my next video. God loves you, boy, so do I. And I hope I've helped somebody along the way of life. All my love to you, my friends. Next time.